Realtors are sketchballs, man. They are sketchy. They do sketchy stuff. Here's a great example. I've got clients that were selling their house in Frisco, Texas. They have prospective buyers and they come in for the showing. And then after the showing, the agent reaches out to me and says, we love the house. It's perfect, but we're really nervous about the roof. What can you tell us about the roof? And I tell her, look, we recently had the roof replaced in the last 3 years. We had a full-on inspection done before we went live, and there was, the integrity of the roof was not in question. But if your buyers are concerned about the roof, I would encourage you to put in an offer. We'll talk about it. If we agree, we'll give you a healthy option period and you can have your inspections and we'll do whatever we need to do to assuage your concerns. So that's what happens. They put in an offer, we accept, and we enter into option. They have the home inspection and the home inspector comes and he finds one particular area of the roof that he feels could have hail damage. Well, that was enough for this realtor and her buyers to come back and say, well, as we suspected, we're really concerned about the roof, so we're going to take some time and option. We're going to have a roofing company come out and do a full-on roof inspection. Okay, you're under option. You have full access to the home for that period of time. Please feel free to do so. Now, it just so happened that when she scheduled the roofing inspection, the neighborhood itself was doing this community garage sale, and my sellers were participating. They had some furniture that they wanted to sell out of the home, so they were there at the property doing the garage sale. The roofer shows up and does his inspection, and after the inspection, my seller calls me, and to his credit, like he had spidey senses from this moment on, he said, well, that roofer came with a step stool ladder, put it up on the side of the house, got up, never got off the ladder, stood at the top of it, looked left, looked right, came down, and then told me the entire roof needs to be replaced because he can visually see hail damage. He said, well, I'm not even sure this guy's a real roofer. I said, well, we'll just see what comes of it. So sure as heck, the very next day, the buyer's agent comes to me and says, we're requesting an entire roof replacement for the property. To which I said, okay, well, we still have some time left in option. I can tell you that there's no way we're going to come out of pocket for the roof replacement. We are willing to file a roofing insurance claim and have the roof replaced in the event that, the insurance agrees that it needs to be replaced and that it's covered. Tell you what I'd like to do. I'd like to call out my own roofing company to come in and do a full-on inspection, and let's compare our notes and let's see what the likelihood of that is. Oh man, did she not like that? Oh, she did not like that one bit. But at the end of the day, she agreed because, her buyers really liked the house. I call the only roofing company that I trust. Shout out to you boys at Hart Construction. You guys do great work. They come out, they spend the better part of an hour inspecting this roof. They get up on the roof, they walk every inch of the roof, they take pictures, they take video, they do drone photography, they do satellite images, and they give us a 10-page report, all of which is indicating that in no way, shape, or form does this roof need to be fully replaced. The actual inspector is a former insurance adjuster, and he assured us that there was no way any insurance company is going to warrant this roof needing a full-on replacement. He didn't know what the other roofer was talking about. He did identify one particular 3 by 3 foot area that he determined was just scarring. He said, listen, there's no way this roof is going to be replaced. So we didn't want to be contentious. So we went back to the buying agent and we said, listen, this is what the results of our findings. Here's the report. We don't feel comfortable in committing to replacing the entire roof, knowing what we know. Here's what we will do though. If your clients are that concerned about this one particular area that needs replacing, let's work together on that. We can do some money for concessions for you guys to repair it if you want, or we'll take care of the repair itself. And we're more than happy to do that. As soon as she heard this, like the waterworks came out and the sob stories started coming. And it was all about how she hasn't closed a deal in 16 months and how that was bad enough. But then now my husband lost his job and we don't have any income right now. And I just really need this commission check. Is there any way your sellers would reconsider? To which I said, they're not going to reconsider that which doesn't need to happen. Within 24 hours after that, we of course get the termination that the buyers are going to walk away. Apparently, the $7,000 that we offered in concessions wasn't enough to make their concerns about the roof go away. And this just didn't sit well with my seller at all. Like I said, he had some spidey senses from the very beginning. He knew something was up. So one morning, shortly after all this, he calls me and he says, Will, I need you to pull up your Facebook and I need you to look up the name of the realtor. So I do. I look her up and it's just a basic Facebook page, and it's got, pictures of her kids and pictures of her love or on vacation or whatever. And my seller says, "Do you see the guy in all of those pictures?" I said, "Yeah." He says, "That's the roofer. That's the roofer who came to my house and did his inspection." And I said, "Oh, okay. That makes sense." And then my seller says, "Do you think that from the very beginning, she was just trying to get the roof replacement for them and convinced her buyers that the house needed a new roof and did whatever she could to get them so paranoid about the roof that they ended up walking away when we give actual evidence to the contrary?" And I said, "Well, I can't say for certain, but my dad taught me a long time ago that if it looks like a duck, walks like a duck, sounds like a duck, and without throwing too many stones, pretty sketchball behavior, pretty evident that there was something going on there." So feel really bad for her buyers. I certainly hope it worked out for them in the end. It has worked out for my sellers, but that's just another example of why people don't trust realtors, except for the good ones. Like me.